Good evening, kindred. I am Teranz, and welcome back to more Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York. Last time, I don't fully remember what I did. I know I at some point did some stuff with Tamika. I don't know if I did like the entire day or what. Or if I talked to Tamika and ended, talked to what's his name and Tamika again. Then I met Princess, and now we are on our way to meet up with Kadir and hopefully Deangelo. So with that, let's get going by basically reading what I just said. The time comes for me to hope to meet up with Kadir and hopefully Deangelo too. The last position on my list. This better be good. And that is Deangelo's agency. Looks like a dump. Blah. Perfect for the clan of the hidden. I thought he wasn't hidden. I thought he was missing. And to be honest, I kind of expected the worst. Why would we look for him in the most obvious place? I've been asking around and I got a hunch. Just trust it and start looking. Fine. Who's Deangelo anyway? He's a good man, useful man, but it took me time to get used to him. He takes sleuthing very, very seriously. This thing is acting like an idiosyncratic noir detective. I heard it helps him cope with something. I never felt comfortable tackling the subject. Doesn't sound too quirky by this city's standards. Wait, what is that? There's a rat on the floor, frozen in an unnatural position. Weird shit. Despite my disgust, I pick up the rodent. Now that's what being an investigator is all about. Leave no stone unturned. Shut up. This is so gross. What have you found out? I take a close look. A close, hard look at the rat. It's alive, but from what I see, he's just stretching out and grinding his teeth without a care in the world. That's called bruxing. What? When a rat chatters its teeth, it's bruxing. He's not acting panicked or aggressive, so I guess he's just happy. I look at its face. I don't know. His eyes keep coming out of the socket and going back in. It looks disgusting, like he's in a lot of pain. So he's boggling. He must be really content. How does he know so much about? Never mind. I'm getting an eerie feeling. This is weird, man. I have a feeling there's a kindred hidden nearby. Weird. My thoughts exactly. Kadir slowly approaches a secluded corner of Kadir slowly approaches a secluded corner of the room. And there it is. He kicks a pile of clothes lying on the floor. I'm just a corpse. Leave me alone. Lucky for you, we're all corpses here, Deangelo. You're among friends. Clumsily, drunkenly, the pile of clothes transforms into an unkempt man who looks like he's suffering from some sort of skin disease. You know, a true friend would just bury me. Unlucky for you, we're not that kind of friend. Lucky, unlucky, schmucky, my ass. How'd you guess I was here? See, I've been asking around for the past few days. What I've learned is that for reasons that can be described as nebulous, you've made quite a few enemies since last year. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. And one thing caught my interest one thing that caught my interest is how everyone had it on good authority that your place was raided a few times without you being found, yet nobody has assumed responsibilities for these acts. Hell, doesn't this den always look like it was just raided? Can't blame for any can't blame for anyone making an educated assumption. I had a hunch these might be more than rumors. See, it sure looked like a convenient coincidence when everyone hears something that makes them look the other way, and coincidences are for fools. Well, you got my number and you can see my ugly mug right in front of you, so it's no use playing dumb, I suppose. I agreed. You spent all these weeks holed up in here? Is the hunger not getting to you? You've got a lot of critters around this area, and we've become chums. Some of these rats actually got addicted to the kiss. They come to me every night, acting like coke hounds begging for it. And getting him drunk just to feel some rush of beat on him. Feels a bit like slathering a horribly burned pizza in ketchup. But in this situation, I'll take what I can get. You dig? It's so gross I fail to keep my poker face. He notices. So who's the dame? Julius Sawinski, a detective investigating Baron Callahans' death. He raises his head for a short while to stare in Kadir's eyes and treat him with a vulgar snicker. Phooey. So someone finally put the old man on ice. Whoever did it did the world a huge favor. Absolutely, but I've got orders to establish who that was, and I've been stumbling in the dark for the past few days. We need your help. I'll be damned. Your sleuth skills must really not be up to par if you're begging a bum for help. It's an unusual case. How so? It's extremely political. Ooey, I ask again, how is it unusual? It feels like the game was rigged against me from the start, like I'm just bumbling around and achieving nothing while everyone laughs behind my back. Jeez, you sound hopeless, kiddo. Haven't you read a Chandler book? That's how it always happens. That's how it always is. Just do your best, endure the embarrassment, and hope that you stumble on the answer by accident. He accidentally lets a metal flask in his hand slip out and fall to the floor, then struggles to pick it up. The deer can't bear to watch. God, what happened to you, Gianni? I've never seen you this low before. Stress-related disorder caused by a disruption in my routine is what I think a shrink would say. Happens when a lot of shady folks are out to put a stake through your chest. Help us out and tell us what you know, and we might be able to help you in return. Yeah, respect where it's due, miss, but I think it's going to be the other way around. I ain't telling the two of you shit, pardon my French, until I know I can count on some protection. Gianni. Don't you Gianni me, Kadir al-Asami. I know your level, but I also know that your honor is one of the few things you care about. You want me to endanger myself? You put it on the line for me. And that's that. And either promise to extend your protection to me, or the moment you step away from here, I sneak away into the sewers and that's the last time you ever see me. Kadir shoots me a weary, sideways glance. I know, he drives a hard bargain. Especially for someone whose sense of self-worth does not appear to be sky high at the moment. Maybe, but I do value my own life quite a lot. Thank you very much, friends. Kadir sighs. Alright. But 3 months from now, or the moment Prince Panhard tells you it's no longer possible for the court to offer you safety without compromising its principles, you're on your own. No negotiations. That's the only deal I can strike with you. Take it or leave it. Deangelo scratches his head, grunts loudly, tugs on his mask, and stands up. That's Jake with me, big fella. I might have a strong opinion about Panhard, but hell, I'm sitting on dynamite. I'll take what I can get. Who else in New York would you rather rely on? You want me to call the mayor? My opinions about the prince aren't that bad. So, what do you good folks want from me? Who wants you dead? Starting the interrogation with a tricky one. Wouldn't I like to know? Step up, Gianni. You seem to be forgetting how quid pro quo works. Wouldn't I like to know won't cut it. What can I tell you? That Warlock, Agathon, or whatever his name is, presumed dead. Tamika MIA with SI on her back, so possibly KIA by now. Hope the kook hid in her office under Vanderweiden's skirt. Around the time they started having trouble, some rough-looking streetwise kindred started hanging out at my usual spots. Didn't take me long to connect the dots. Wait, what is the connection between you and those three? Ever since last year, folks started hiring us for various gigs, some even trying to get us to join their coteries. All these opportunities were rather short-lived. However, the delicate tightrope act of working for various employers made us fully aware there's an intrasect alliance in NYC. Kindreds from both sides often work for the same goals without knowing it. The moment we started figuring it all out, the cleanup crew went downtown. I know the serious warlock boy sniffed something out in his own backyard, but then poof, he disappeared. I lost all contact with Hope and Tamika and went AWOL. Hope they're doing fine, and they didn't snitch on me to anybody. They are, and they didn't even tell me you guys knew each other, so I think you're safe. Oh, wait a second. Why were you milking them for intel, kiddo? I found a list of 4 names on Callahans' remains. You can probably guess what they were. I get the picture. Yeah, Christ almighty. I heard it was a list of freelancers, potential associates, probably prepared by Carter Vanderweyden. My money is on him being involved, but I smell bullshit. Have any idea who might have done the boss in? Any more clues? None at all. That's why we want you to come in, friend. Investigate the murder scene the way only you know how. Tell us what you think. Guide Julia in the proper direction. Deangelo sizes me up, scratching his head. Sure, whatever. I'll try my best, kiddo. Lead the way. I'll drive you there, at least close as possible. I wouldn't be welcome in that deep in Anarch territory. Just clean yourself up a bit, Gianni. I just had my upholstery cleaned earlier this week. After dropping us off at the same place Catherine first introduced me to Mia, Kadir quickly drives away. Here we are. Swell, a classic closed room mystery. Let me take a look. He starts walking around the office, carefully taking in every element. So you're saying you're basically a nobody, but you can simply call Catherine Weiss and have her open Sesame and Anarch crib for you? Don't know, sure sounds like you're somebody to me. Don't misunderstand me. I only met her during the course of this investigation. Everyone's basically been treating me like dirt wherever I go. I'm only acknowledged enough to legitimize this sham. Lord Castlereagh. Now that was an abrupt interruption. I was busy sharing, damn it. Excuse me? He's pointing at the painting of the man overseeing this entire office. I met Murder on the way. He had a mask like Castlereagh. Very smooth he looked, yet grim. 7 bloodhounds followed him. He seems to completely switch his modus operandi upon seeing the murder scene. He has his own little world, and his behavior has become more machine-like, erratic. I still don't follow. I never knew the old Irish coot was into the Napoleonic era. Then again, I have no idea about his exact age. Of course, so maybe that's when he lived, or was born. Anywho, pay minimal attention to me, alright? Who am I looking at here? Right. That's one Lord Castlereagh. Ray, I know I'm butchering that name, but whatever. Anyway, born as Robert Stewart, a British Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs at the beginning of the 18th century. Incredibly influential, incredibly hated. Ask one fellow about him, and he'll tell you that he was the man who destroyed Napoleon for good, the man who shaped British politics for ages, the man who built foundations for European unity at Vienna. Ask another fellow, and he'll tell you he was the man who destroyed the Irish Parliament, the man who cracked down on any possibility of reform, and then supported the cavalry massacring of peaceful protesters. He's spouting facts like a computer. Is that the hint of a detective's photographic memory? I have to say, it's downright perverted for an Irishman to put up that portrait in his office. Definite proof that our victim was sick in the head, as if we needed more evidence. Probably idolized him too. Maybe identified with him even. Yeah, that's possible. Callahan and his ilk adore those jagoffs who strive to reach across the aisle and achieve hard compromises. Too bad nobody else ever remembers them well. I feel like I should say something. I've got this nagging feeling in the back of my mind. How did he die? Committed suicide in the 1820s. His family took every sharp item away from him, but he was, well, dedicated. Why did he do it? Pressure mounting from all sides, deserved hate coming from all sides, plain old heart overworked. Also might have gone nuts. Kept saying he saw ghosts, otherworldly silhouettes were guiding him, yada yada. An unpleasant feeling grows in my stomach. Also, there's a rumor someone was threatening to expose him as a homosexual, having to choose between being publicly denounced and ending it all by his own hand. He chose the latter. Well, that's just depressing. Maybe, but the silver lining is it couldn't have happened to a nicer fella. He stops above Callaghan's corpse and laughs. Posterity will never survey a nobler grave than this. Here lies the bones of that guy. Stop, travelers, and piss. He kicks the bones with glee, causing me to jump a little. Is he still under the influence? Isn't that tampering with the crime scene? Kiddo, as far as I can see, this crime scene's been fucked with 3 times over. Can't really be ruined more than it already has. I agree, but it looks about the same as the last time I was here. It was already a total mess before you ever got here. Whatever. Standing by the metal shutters on the windows, he abruptly changes the topic. Lightproof. Have you toyed with these? No. In general, I avoid machinery like that. It doesn't like me and I don't like it. They don't like you? They don't work properly. It's like I give technology an allergy. Sometimes industrial cameras mess up my face. Sometimes I can't use a phone. You think it could be useful, but it's just a curse. I see. You think these blinds could have been the murder weapon? The thought hadn't crossed my mind, to be honest. Now let me explain. Let's say for some reason our stiff was standing there as the sun was rising. Maybe staring at poor old Castlereagh at the looking for a soulmate to accompany him to the other side. Yet another guy pushed to suicide by politics. Pretty old school, romantic, yada yada. Or maybe it was torpor. Maybe it was a freak accident, or maybe it was premeditated. In any case, sunlight would be a perfect murder weapon, no? Takes off the mask to shoot a disfigured smile my way. Well, that's just a theory anyway. Well, it sounds sound. Does it? Because I was just spitballing. It's practically impossible to make certain now, kiddo. The most logical cause of final death would be damage to the heart, and that can easily be done without any damage to the skeleton. And he sets off with a wink. What is he playing at here? The safe. Anyone make a crack at it yet? As far as I know, only Callahan knew the code, and the safe itself is pretty hard to crack. Watch me, kiddo. Alright, there we go. Sorry, that voice I'm doing for Deangelo is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. So, just needed a drink. Anyway. He presses an ear to the safe and slowly begins to rotate the dial. Stop clowning around. You're a safecracker now? When you're cursed with a continence such as mine, and you decide on a job such as mine, you gotta be a jack of all trades. Yeah, but still sounds pretty hard. Last year, there was a random feller visiting a heritage museum in Alberta. He found a safe that hadn't been opened in 40 years. Not a single specialist or even a blacksmith could have handled it. The man just studied the numbering, listened closely to the mechanisms, attempted the most sensible combinations, and voila, the unthinkable happened. That's where you just gotta trust your instincts to lead you. Too bad he found nothing inside but an old pay sheet. A metallic screech, the door opens, I'll be damned. And it looks like we got the same case here. Confetti. A few random papers scattered around. For what it's worth, the lock has pretty obvious traces of mechanical manipulation. Probably recent too. Reeks of foul play. But what we do know for sure, really, I'm done here. You can take over. Another wink and he walks in a random direction. I look inside the safe, quite spacious. I haphazardly grab everything that's left inside the safe and hide it on my person, then close the door so that nobody knows he managed to crack it. When I turn around, he's motioning me to come closer to a sheet of paper lying on the desk. So yeah, kiddo, you probably know the entire beeswax about Schrodinger's cat, so I'm not going to bore you with that, but honestly, anything could have happened here. I read the text he's written on the empty page. It gives me chills. I think I'm okay. I've tried to record my own voice a bunch of times on different hardware, just to see if I can. It mostly comes out as noise. He nods, then starts scribbling something else as he continues blabbering on and on. The best strategy would be to make an educated guess about what happened here, then interrogate everyone about it. Maybe you'll take someone by surprise, drop a hook on them. A wiretap is a chip in the broken glass bottle on the floor. Absolutely sure it belongs to Kaiser. Kaiser, the elusive information broker, the talk of the city, finally got an excuse to nab him. I understand. I think I have an idea of how to use it to find him. Should I notify Kadir? So yeah, I'll be meeting up with Kadir. You stay here, sister. Maybe there's something you've been missing. 10 minutes. For sure. It's back to the sheriff's custody for me. See you around, Julia. Sorry, this old codger couldn't have been more help. Don't worry. I'll nail his ass to the cross. It's about time I got some answers. I've got a plan. Now all I need to execute is a clueless bystander. This guy will do. Do you need me for anything else? Not really. Better take a hike before the guy you've just called shows up. I can't guarantee he won't make you hurt. Will do. He puts his head down and immediately trots away down the street. I might have messed with his head a little too much with my wily kindred charms. I needed him to tell Kaiser where I wanted to meet quite clearly multiple times. I would have given him the kiss as a thanks at least, but I told the big man I won't be here all night and that he'd better hurry up, so I want to be ready whenever he comes. Less than 15 minutes later, a menacing black limo takes a fast, sharp turn on my street and stops right in front of me. And this, I think, is where I'll call the episode. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time with more... Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York.